Hi, so hello. So tonight's guest is officially flossing. He is what I would probably officially affectionately consider car um a car influencer. That's what I think I'm gonna start. I think that these people could be considered car influencers. You know what I'm saying? I think that that is what I feel like people cars and take videos of cars. I would consider them car influencers. Hey there. So, while we wait for officially flossing to come in, if you guys have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure that you go click the link in my bio and do so now. You can catch up on any of the past episodes, or if you missed any of tonight's episode of Rise of Vibes, you can catch up on that as well. We have officially been doing this now for September 2nd will be 5 years. So it's been 5 years of Rise and Vibe. So you have 5 years of interviews to catch up on if you have not done that thus far. I'm waiting for tonight's guest to come in. I feel like trying to figure out if there's anything else that I need to um tell you guys before tonight's guest comes on. Um, hey there,
What's going on?
how are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good. Nice to finally talk to you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you so much
All right.
for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to us.
All right. All right.
I know it's been a long time coming. I be feeling like I be stalking you guys. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't say that. I honestly, I appreciate your platform. I appreciate what you're doing for the community, and just getting the word out on what we doing. Really, and it's a blessing to be able to get out here and do what I love to do, and
Hmm.
people recognize it. So it's a beautiful thing. I started 5 years ago myself. I started in 2018, and
Hmm.
you know, I guess it'd be what 6 years now, right? But
I was gonna say you almost on your
yeah,
sixth year now.
yeah, we coming up on it. You lose track after a while. But it's I love what I'm doing. So it's a challenge. You away from family and the whole thing, but really, just to do it, to get out and show other people that have appreciation for what I love, you know, and they have the same love and we vibe on that, it's a beautiful thing.
So how did you start?
Actually, wow, I when I first got into it, it was just really them. I was modeling after what I seen other guys doing, really, and I figured, well, why not? If they could do it, I could do it, type of thing, really.
Right.
And you know, when it comes to people heavyweights in the game, I'm talking about my man Wade. Uh, uh, yeah, my man Wade. He was one of the heavy influences. Uh, Vel Boy, he was another one. Uh, I seen these guys with their YouTube and their Instagrams and everything. So I was like, man, let's see if I can jump into that and do that. And it just kind of took off from there.
So what made you just want to specifically do cars instead of doing anything else?
What? Well, I mean, it's as far as the page is concerned, I like a little bit of everything. So it's cars, bikes, trucks, and it's a whole thing. But I'm from Nashville. I don't know if you knew that or not, but coming from where I'm from, uh, the culture here is it's always been cars, bikes, trucks, anything really. And for me, it started back when I was a kid, back in the mid '80s, late '80s, and going to the spot Haley Park. Back then, man, they had the drive through over there by the pool was called a drive. Anybody wanted to be seen, everybody wanted to be seen. That's where they went. They went to Haley Park on a Sunday, and they brought the cars out. and it was a heavy influence on me, far as just hanging out, catching that vibe, and me going to the shows nowadays really is just part of that. It's that same vibe I got when I was a kid. I'm getting it now that I'm going to these car shows and I'm around my people, and we vibe out. And it's just, to me, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
So, do you feel like the vibe is the same though as back in the days? Cause I feel a little different. Like, go ahead, I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah, at least for me, coming up here in Tennessee, the vibe definitely changed because a lot of things have changed, for the worse in a lot of ways. Unfortunately, here, a lot of things got shut down because a lot of people were getting hurt. So you can't have a function and people are getting hurt. Once that, whether we were going to the park, Hadley Park was one park, and then we was going to Centennial, people got hurt there too, and it just, same thing with like homecoming for TSU. It just, you good for a while, you know what I mean? But then it got to be some knucklehead, and then one knucklehead shut it down for everybody. And, and I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about too, But it's an unfortunate thing, and but coming up back then, man, it was not only that, it got the people, unfortunately, it got the people getting hurt with the
Right.
with getting carjacked and stuff like that too. So once that popped off, man, it shut down a lot of stuff, man, because you didn't want to be caught riding clean, because you ain't no telling what's liable to happen. So I think that was a big influence for people my age, coming up in the late 90s and the early 2000s and stuff like that, man. And for me, I stepped back. I stepped back off the scene, and to be honest with you, I'm just now coming back on the scene, going through these car shows and stuff like that. But a lot of that is out of state, because really ain't too much popping off here.
So I was in Memphis over the weekend. Two weekends ago. I think 2 weekends ago, right?
Yeah.
So I went to the mayor's block party, right?
All right.
And of course, it was CEO Larry's birthday bash weekend, so there was a lot of people in the city, right? So Rock has that. It's a Stop the Violence block party.
Okay.
So first, shout out to Rock, because they said that he's one of the only people that can bring all the sides of town together and there not be any trouble, right?
Wow, that's respect, man.
So no shooting or different things like that. But I'm gonna tell you what did happen. But I had already left. First of all, I'm gonna tell you what did happen. The people in they Mopars and the sliders came out.
The side.
So the sliders, they're gonna do donuts and all type of stuff, and they was like, KP, you left just in time, because right after you left, the sliders came through and the police blocked off all the exits. Now, with that being said, they was just doing car stuff.
Right.
It wasn't no violence.
Right.
But that's the type of stuff that messes up our functions. When I say our functions, like you said, we're into classic cars and different things, right?
Right.
And then the sliders come through, they ain't even got no bumpers on their cars. We already know what type of time they on, and God forbid, I don't want them to hit my car.
Yeah, exactly. With that, it's almost like I would almost equate it to a changing of the time. They just on something different. You know what I mean? I right or wrong, whether you like it or not, they just on something different. Now, where they're doing it at is the right venue to be doing it. Now, that's, you can have an argument for that. You know what I mean? Now, is it a situation where something like that can get organized and they have events and stuff like that and spawn off of that? Of course they could. You know what I mean? And that's probably where it end up going. once it mature out, because this is really just a new phenomenon. You know, they've been doing it underground for a minute, but at the same time, it just like when we were coming up, you know what I mean? At least me, we ain't expected to get to where it's at now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because back in the early 2000s, people was riding high risers. Who the hell doing that now? You know what I mean? So it's just the natural progression of things. You know what I'm saying? So regardless if we think whatever is corny or whatever like that, I'm not gonna bash. I got anything to say against what they doing, because I was once them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I was just on the block trying to have fun. Me and my cats, me and my guys, we just out having fun. So that's their form of fun. Now whether or not, you know, it clash with how people are doing things or whatever, I can see that. But honestly, we can look up 5-10 years from now, the thing get organized, and they having events, and that's what they doing at the events. You know what I mean? So who's to say where to go? But it's just natural. For me, it's the natural progression of things and how things go. So, I mean, you know, car guys are car guys. You know what I mean? So me, I take an appreciation off of anything. You know what I mean? Like I could look and mention my guys down in Texas, and they riding big swingers and doing their thing. To me, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, I might not necessarily agree with how they designing the cars and laying the cars out or whatever, but just having their own swag and being able to get out there and do what they love to do,
Right.
to me, it's cool. You know what I mean? So I can appreciate all that. You know what I mean? Whether it be that, swingers, lowriders, you know, just a custom cruiser. You know, if you look good and you flossing, you know, get out there and do your thing. But you know, with the people getting hurt, especially with I know you seen some videos, people getting hit by the tail end of cars because they swinging them things out. That's wild. That's wild, man. But I mean, you know, who's to say if I was younger that I wouldn't be out there? Because I probably would. You know what I mean? Out there probably be who I'd be running with. So, you know, I definitely ain't gonna talk bad about it.
Well, let me just say this. I'm with you on it just needs to be organized. Because you know, if like how we try to organize our events, our pull up and park or our cruise-ins or whatever we do, if they would just take the time to try and organize it, it would be better. Because here in Atlanta, when they come through, they kind of, you know, it messes up the plan function we already had. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you saw it on the news. They blocked off the highway. And go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, make your point. Make your point.
They blocked off the highway. And in life in general, not just with car stuff, it's a time and place for everything.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it used to be underground. Okay, cool. If y'all was doing it and you're doing it underground, but now so much stuff is so dependent on social media and wanting to be seen. It's kind of like being on America's Dumbest Criminals. You gonna commit a crime and video it?
Videotape it. See, that's one thing that you ain't had to worry about me doing back in the day was recording some dumb shit that I could definitely go to jail behind. That is all. We had a little bit more common sense back then. So I don't, you know, everything right now is just because they want to be get the likes and the followers behind that thing, you know. So I ain't with that. But you know, where it go from here, I'm not necessarily sure. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. You know, especially when you interfering on, you just piggybacking off somebody else's function. You know, and you are. And y'all really just disrupting what somebody took the time out to plan and the whole thing. I get that, you know, that's messed up. That is messed up.
When I see him come, I get somewhere because I already know I don't want you to hit my car and take off. I don't. I'm not. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and exit stage left, and and just let it be done. I'm. But you done. My day is officially over.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? But a lot of that come with immaturity. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of immaturity. You know, you young. You liable to be out here you doing what feel right. You know, ain't no telling where that night gonna take you. Whether it be jail, handcuffs, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just,
So, um, other than photography, when it comes to cars, do you do any other type of photography?
know what? I'm dibbling dabbling right now into doing portraits and graduate shots and stuff like that. So it's just something new that I decided to get into. You know, for me initially when officially flossing started, it was originally Flossing Video Magazine. You know, my whole thing was I was gonna be a YouTube creator, you know, and I was gonna get out here and make it big on YouTube, right?
Right.
So, and I honestly I blame Bill Boy for that one because y'all said I like, man, I seen what he was doing, I could do it too, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, I was following behind what he was trying to do out here, and you know, God love him, man. Seeing these guys get out here and support the culture like they're doing, it really pushed me to want to get out and pick a camera up and get out here and experiencing it for myself. You
Right.
know, and once I did get out here and start doing it, the video was cool, but it was like my pictures was garbage. So I was like, man, man, I got to get the picture game up, you know. So once I got the picture game up a little bit more, that's when I fell in love with the camera, you know.
Right.
So once I fell in love with the camera and taking just over these few years, taking my time to really learn the art of photography and what I feel comfortable with, and I'm hoping that's transcending over to you know, the people that's following me and the people that got appreciation for what I do, you know. But through that, I got a deep appreciation for realizing I probably put the camera 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and
Mhm.
telling about me now that was the case. But with that being said, it's like now to do it, uh, I see myself really just going full fledged in photography and really just trying to take it as far as I possibly can, you know, and hopefully here within the next year or two, you know, we'll be looking at a studio and doing graduation pictures for people and you know, family portraits and just, you know, you name it, headshots for businesses and stuff like that, you know, just really try to see where this thing can take me.
That sounds super dope. I'm gonna tell you what I told the rest of the guys, right? And I ain't had a chance to tell you, but this is what I think y'all should do. And when y'all make my idea come to fruition,
Uh-huh.
y'all just give me my
Oh,
credit. Just give me my flowers. So this is what I think y'all should do.
okay.
Y'all should have like a camp. Y'all can call it shooters camp.
Okay.
And all y'all go on a retreat or wherever y'all go. Y'all can go to the mountains in Tennessee or something and go to one of them big cabins
Okay.
and just trade ideas. Okay, so you know how to you shoot with your camera on this, and this person shoot with their camera on that,
Mm-hmm.
or show them different angles and different stuff. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
y'all could do little workshops and different things, like the people that's like top tier in y'all game. Like, okay, so this person might have 100,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
You might have 50,000. This person got 20,000. Tell each person what worked for you,
Right.
what may work for them, and then y'all just trade ideas, and then everybody can like eat and be winning.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something, everybody can work on their craft at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I'm open to all kind of ideas and suggestions. But for me and what I've done, And you know, I would encourage anybody who's you know, thinking about getting into this thing and taking pictures or video or both. Really, just, you know, if you at an event and you see me and got questions, you know, any one of us, really, just, you know, some of the coolest guys you'll ever meet is some of these guys behind the camera that's taking pictures. You know,
Yeah.
it's not nowhere I have not been, and that, you know, I couldn't pull somebody to the side and, you know, ask them, you know, how you doing X, Y, and Z,
Right.
and they didn't tell me. There's no gatekeeping in this thing whatsoever. You know,
Right.
regardless on what level you, if it's just taking pictures or editing pictures or videos or whatever, there ain't no gatekeeping, man. Like I said, it's some of the coolest guys I've met, you know, and that I've had a privilege to meet. I'm, you know, guys got 300,000 followers, and they just some of the most down to earth people that you could possibly run into.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's you know, it's definitely something to behold. You know, to come out and just you see a guy at the shoot with the camera, just ask him some questions. You know, they'll probably talk your head off and give you more give you more information than you even care the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's interesting, you know, but it's honestly it's our family, man, to be honest with you. Because there hadn't been an event that I've been to that you know, you couldn't talk to somebody and get some kind of input, you know, bounce an idea off of, and they'll just throw you ideas, you know. So I guess I've been doing it long enough to where, you know, we bump into people and we kind of know each other and the whole thing. But it's, to be honest, it's just one big community of helpers, man. And I've had people DM me, you know, asking how I'm doing so and so kind of edits and what I'm doing, and I'd be more than happy to tell you what's going on and how to do it, you know. But a lot of it too is just you got to be able to want to pick that baton up and run with it, though, you know. So, you know,
Can I tell you, I do not. I'll be looking at them pictures y'all take, and I'll be like, man, they are good. Cause let me just tell you, I don't even be knowing how to. I'll be posting some pictures sometimes. I just post
yeah,
them. I don't know. I don't edit nothing. I just, even the videos, even
yeah,
any other stuff.
yeah.
Can I tell you, I don't edit
Uh,
nothing. I don't
uh,
edit nothing. I don't. I just shoot the thing and post it.
and there you go. Well, you know what? And to be honest with you, these damn camera phones, man, they done took a lot of the guesswork out of all this shit. You get you a decent Galaxy, damn iPhone. That's half the game right there.
Right.
You know, your learning curve is basically zero because the quality is just, oh my God. You know what I mean? I remember I had to put my phone, I had a damn what was that damn thing? It was one of them old guys, man. I was so pissed at the pictures that thing was taking, man. Another girlfriend of mine that do this Whip Dreams, man, dude, her pictures was crisp. I'm like, man, what are you using? I'm ashamed. I gotta put this thing down, dude. It's like, man, I can't do this. Like, hell no. We went back out there next weekend and bought a damn phone. like I wasn't doing that, man. Video looked like it was shot on something from '85, man. I was like, no, man. Yeah, me personally, I like quality. You know what I mean? So when it came to the Christmas and I seen how crisp, I'm not saying that you gotta update everything you got and buy $3,000, $4,000 cameras and nothing crazy like that. You just start where you at. But once you start learning and you see, you know, or you notice where you want to go with certain things, sometimes you got to spend a little money. So yeah, man, I definitely come into this thing and get what you could afford, you know. But because this camera, man, first of all, this car game ain't nothing cheap about this damn car game at all. Oh my God, I don't know I didn't pick a better hobby or something else, a little bit more, a little bit more cheaper. You know what I mean? I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, boy, I done sit here and pick probably the most expensive thing next to buying drugs. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
it would have been cheaper for us to smoke crack. I swear to God.
I think so. I really do. I really do. Because I'm sitting here now. I want an old school real bad. I had a couple of back in the day, but it's like right now, man, with the price of these things, oh my God. It's like I had a box Chevy back in the day, a 85 two-tone ball head. Oh my God, love that car. You know what I'm saying? Man, but man, that was 25 years ago. I can't even dream of getting a box Chevy for the price I got it back then. So man, yeah, I wish I would have kept it, but I didn't, you know. So hey, it's just one of those things.
Right. So, what's your dream car?
Oh man, you talking to a car guy, right? So right now, what I'm really leaning toward kind of hard is probably like a 77 or 78 box. 77 or 78 box coupe. That's kind of it seems like every time I think about getting me an old school, I kind of revolve right back to that. And that's just because, man, I had a box back in the day. I had a photo box back in the day, man. And, you know, so just to get that back and have that feeling, because ain't nothing like riding one of them old schools. You just float, you know. So you know what I mean. If you ain't never felt that in your life, man, ain't too much I can do for you. You know what I'm saying? Because these new cars, man, you know what I'm saying. Once you ride old school and you hitting them corners and you floating in one of them things, oh man, you know that's a whole nother feeling. You know what I'm saying? That right
Right.
there. If you ain't never been rich, you'll feel like a rich man that day. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no feeling like it in the world. You know, it really ain't. You know, and once you get it in your blood, it ain't gonna go nowhere. It really ain't gonna go nowhere. So you know, it's been in me. I done had it since I was a kid. First car I drove was the 72 Buick LeSabre. Learned how to drive that thing, and to be honest with you, I really like one of them too. But you know, I'll run down a list of at least 10 cars, you know, if Lord willing, you know what I'm saying, if my garage is big enough. So, yeah.
How do you choose what events you're going to go to?
What now?
How do you choose what events you're going to go to?
Oh, honestly, right now, it's like, with me living in Nashville, everything's a drive. So, you know, it's like 4 hours here, 4 hours there, whatever. So it's like, you know, I primarily try to keep it within a window of 4 to maybe 7 hours drive time, you know, because that's on my end, you know. Now I have flown too, but you know, I may go somewhere this year, fly out. I don't know, you know what I mean. But I try to. With me, it's within driving distance, you know. So, but man, I hit so many shows. It's like this year I'm thinking about hitting shows I hadn't hit before. So one
Right.
show I'm looking forward to is Slick Show out there in
Oh, yeah.
South Carolina.
Mhm.
Yeah, thinking about going to that one August. It looked like it's fun. I hadn't been to South Carolina yet, you know. So yeah, I definitely want to get out there this year.
It is a good time. It's a good time there. Are you coming up Stunt Fest?
What's that?
Are you coming to Stunt Fest?
Stunt Fest? No. I think I forget you remember the dates on that? I think it was like the 27th or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
it's around. Okay, so my birthday is the 24th, which is a Wednesday. So he doing something Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you know
Yeah,
MJ do stuff all weekend.
yeah,
All
I'm already locked in to something going on that Saturday. We got an event up here in Nashville that weekend. Matter of fact, it's called B-Body Spring Bling. So that's
mm-hmm.
going for the B-Body guys, the big body Impalas. You know, if you got one, come on out to Nashville. You know what I mean?
Right.
So them guys they doing that in the park up there. But no, I have not been to Stunt Fest yet. So I definitely got to put that. And I just heard you say something. So if I don't talk to you before then, happy birthday. You know, I know it's a little early. So happy birthday. All right. No,
yeah, I remember. I remember when I used to think 40 was old.
Nope, you just started. You just started.
I remember I used to call my grandma old, and she used to tell me, "Keep laying down, waking up. You gonna get old too."
Get that one day. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, it just I think especially when you hit that 40 gap, you you start prioritizing a little different. You
Right.
know, like life moving a little different. You start prioritizing things a little different, and you know, uh, I mean, man, this I wouldn't have it no other way. You know, my life turned around. It didn't really get turned around until I was almost 40 anyway. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
Shoot, your body too. You like an old school car, like how this old school car used to be.
Oh,
You got. I remember I used to be able to just jump up. Now I got to sit on the side of the bed and crank it up and let it heat up a little bit, warm up.
ain't nothing like an old school Chevy with 55 degrees outside. Boy, you got to keep on patting that gas and let things start up, boy. I'm telling you. But it's beautiful. As long as you're taking care of yourself, that's one of the main things. You know, taking care of yourself, eating better. You know, I don't get nowhere near much as exercise as I should, but yeah, exercise and that whole thing. But that's part of it. That's part of it too.
So let me ask you: do you think the internet has hurt the car culture or helped the car culture?
I say a little bit of both. A little bit of both. No, the only reason why I say that is because just alluding to what you said earlier, you know, about the scat pack culture. These guys out here swinging in the intersections and the whole thing. You know, it's a real good way to get hurt, you know. But at the same time, you know, people see that and it influences the culture too, you know. Because, yeah, I mean, you know, could you imagine being 21 right now? Well, I mean, think about it. If you was 21, you would definitely want a scat pack and be out there too. Not necessarily doing it as hard as what they doing, but you'd be out there wanting to swing some corners and videotape it and be acting all kind of foolish. You know what I'm saying? So,
I would pray that if I was 21 at this time, I would understand being what I understand at 46, about 47, that being popular on the internet is like being rich in Monopoly.
Oh man, you said a mouthful.
So, I mean, unless it's making you money, the internet popularity means absolutely nothing. And let's just be clear, I know you have a lot of followers, so you know back in the day, back probably a year ago, was it a year or two? I don't know when it was, but we was really getting paid on Instagram. I personally was really getting paid, and I ain't even got nowhere near as many followers as you got. So I know, you know what I'm saying? People was really getting paid. I had a homeboy that was making $8,500 a month on his Instagram, and then they took away the monetization and they bought it back, and now it's like you're getting paid pennies on the dollar.
Yeah,
you have video that got 50,000 plays, and you just probably only gonna get $2.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I would pray that I knew that if I was 21 now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, man. It's like, first of all, as far as the internet is concerned and anything in life, it shouldn't be done just for the money. You know what I mean? So, you know, if money is your end goal on something that you're doing, if that's the main motivation behind what you're doing, you're doing the wrong thing. You know, so with that being said, you know, you got to find something to where your heart's at, and you know, try to get out there and get involved in that and find that community, and you know, let that take you where you're supposed to go. You know what I mean? Because that's what you know. That's how you know God's behind what you got going on. You know, because when you just out here, you know, there's plenty of people out here just getting money because they're doing stuff just to get money. You know, at the end of the day, it's like really the money got you. You know what I mean? So don't be on that. You know what I mean? No, no, that definitely ain't the move. So
But
nothing.
they say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's what they say. Feel a lot like work.
But
But I
but
love
they don't know
I
doing what you love,
yeah,
you'll be broke. You gonna have to work.
yeah.
Well, I know some people doing what they love as a side hustle, but they
Uh-huh.
gotta work because they gotta be able to pay their
Well,
bills.
I mean, but that's me. That's me. You know, I'm a truck driver. That's what I do. By day, I drive truck. You know what I mean? So if you see one of them trucks wheeling through the city, what they call a city driver, that's me.
Mhm.
That's your boy delivering packages and pallets and the whole thing. But at the same time, it's like uh, when you follow your passion, you know, it may take time, but that's, you know, you just got to keep grinding it on out because eventually you'll get there. You know, it's frustrating. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's frustrating. Long days and oh my goodness, but yeah, it's definitely worth it though. At the same time.
Super frustrating. I tell people all the time, everybody want to be on the championship team, but don't nobody want to come to practice.
Ooh.
And when I tell you, people don't understand the late nights and the early mornings and the, you know, just the thing that goes into um trying to do what you love and actually trying um to it's let me just say it this way. It's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I never understood um the couple of sayings that they have, to whom much is given, much is required. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. I never understood all those things until I got to be older and started being more in tune with my passion. So I never understood
Right.
that.
Right.
Um until it was, I guess, until it was time for me to understand it.
Yeah. And that's the key. That's the key to it. You know, that's really the key to it. You don't know how heavy that crown is until you pick it up. You know, you pick it up, put it on, try to walk around with it, and when you do, you know, it remind me of something I heard Nip say. You know, rest his soul. Um, but he was referring to the trials and tribulations of trying to reach his goals, you know, and part of that was he had to, you know, he was complaining to himself that man, this is hard, this and that, and this and that. But he said he stopped himself too, and he was like, you know, it's just part of the process. And once he realized that it's not supposed to be easy, you know what I mean, and this is the
Right.
to get where you're trying to go, to refocus, you know. And once you, because we all there, you know. Don't think you're alone at all. You're not. You know, I'm dealing with it too. You know, uh, got sick family members and dealing with, you know, all kind of stuff outside of what's going on in my own house, and you know, it's just it takes to have a strong a strong nuclear core where you at, strong family. Your partner, yeah, let that be one lesson that I took a very long time to learn. Is who you pick to be your partner is probably one of the most important decisions you will probably ever make.
Right.
You know, if you are good and pick a good solid partner, so y'all can do this thing together, y'all bounce off things and y'all work through problems together, you got 90% of the problems solved, you
Right.
know, just dealing with the little 10%, you know. And but yeah, it's a struggle. It can be a struggle, and it's supposed to be. Ain't nothing about it supposed to be easy. But with that being said, it's worth it. It's definitely worth
And also I think what I never understood, and this is just me personally, I never all my life, for the most part of my life, I thought just because you were a good person, people would be good to you. And it was a struggle. Let me say it this way: just because you consider yourself a good person and you were good to people, that
Hmm.
people would just automatically be good back to you.
Hmm.
But I have seen so much when it comes to people. And
Hmm.
it's true that people might not, people don't, some people hate you and they don't even know why they hate you. You like, but I ain't even done nothing to you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is just sometimes being who you are, being your authentic self, can aggravate some things. You know, I you just walking in the door, you ain't even said hi to nobody. You know, being to yourself, but you done aggravated whatever little evil something that's going on with that person. You done aggravated that. You know what I mean? And you can't help that. You can't help that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that they got to deal with God. That's between them and God. You know what I mean? So, you
Right.
know, well, once they work that out, they'll be fine. You know, just pray for them and keep pushing. But in saying that, you know, with me personally, it's like, you know, I always try to be a solid person. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I always have been. You know what I
Right.
mean? Got my flaws and I'm nowhere near perfect. You know what I mean? I just try to be a better version of myself than I was the day before. You know what I mean? I've hurt people that I love, that I know that relationship ain't gonna be back to where it was. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, people hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But and it's just we all out here trying to live and learn and do better. Some of us, I can't say all of us. Some of us just stuck in. I mean, Lord forbid, but I got friends still doing shit we was doing back in 2000. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's 2024. You know what I mean? Some people don't move from that. You know what I mean? Uh, it just the only thing I could do is just be a better version of myself. You know, I can't ask nobody else. You know, because I don't know what they're struggling with. Because everybody going through something. You know what I mean? Dealing with something, and it just, you know.
You know, I do think outside of that, we everybody has unhealed trauma.
Mm.
And um it's like so you know, of course we're a certain age, so we remember G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And then, you remember how they used to say knowing is half the
Exactly.
battle? When you know and you are actively working towards um, fixing it,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be just fixing it yourself, or you may have to go to therapy, or you may have to, you know what I mean? Because I know it's a lot of people out here that are self medicating,
Mm.
whether it be drugs, whether it be with drinking, whether it be with, you know, a number of things, right? But and for me, and I talk about this all the time, I went to therapy for a really long time when me and my ex-husband broke up. And
Okay.
people always say, especially, you know, people in our in the urban community say, you don't need, you know, you ain't crazy. I don't need no therapy. I ain't crazy. Well, me, it probably helped me from going
Right.
crazy and probably helped me from going postal and
Right.
effing some people up.
Okay. 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 Well, I mean, speak on it. You know what I mean? Speak on it, and good for you. Good for you, and God bless you for that. You know what I mean? Because uh, honestly, it has been a taboo type of thing to where, you know, you was talking about going to talk to somebody about what's going on. You know, people thought, for the most part, it rubbed people in a way to where they felt like, well, are you crazy or something? You know what I mean? You know, that was just the misconception people had, right? Um, but what I was encouraging me about where we are as Black people now is we're changing a lot in how we see things and how we approach things, whether it comes to getting therapy, whether it comes to uh, uh you know health, period, really, what we're eating and whatnot, um money.
You know, I remember growing up, man. It seemed like, you know, you had elders didn't even trust the banks. You know, and
Right.
it was probably for good reason. You know what I mean? Honestly, you know, because if you look at the history in the United States geared to black people, it really ain't a great one. You know what I mean? You're gonna learn about a whole bunch of stuff that, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, banks, you know, so we're changing a lot, even with the music now. You know what I mean? It seemed to be, at least from what I'm noticing, what I hopefully for my kids, my younger kids, that we get away from this glorification of violence and
Right.
drugs and whole thing. And I think that's changing too, you know. So, you know, it's just it's a evolution type thing going on.
Right.
And I like to see it. I like to see more of it actually. So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. But definitely if you're going through something, or have been through something, uh, definitely speak on it. Use your platform to speak on it, because
Yeah.
honestly, you don't know who you're helping by giving your testimony. You know, your testimony is very powerful. So with that, never be ashamed. Never, you know, or feel ashamed or anything. Just use that to, because that's honestly what God wants. He wants us to give our testimony to other people, and you know, with that, you know, ain't no telling what lives you're changing by giving that testimony. So,
Even little stuff like I used to do it, and I think I'm gonna do it coming up again. I
mhm.
used to what's called Life Planning Month,
Okay.
right? So we would talk about stuff. I had Bruce F. Wayne on the show the other day, and I was telling him we kind of got into it, talking about if you're an entrepreneur, you should have a Roth IRA, because you don't have a 401k. You are supposed to be saving for your retirement. So to have things like
Mhm.
that, or talking about life insurance, and talking about health insurance, and talking about credit, just different things that talking about having a will, talking about um like a lot of people don't even know, if you have a credit union, they give you $1,000 worth of life
Uh,
insurance. So they give you that. You get that for being a
mhm.
member. But then they also be sending letters. The life insurance company be sending you letters. They send you a thing so you can like put it with your paperwork, showing you that you got that $1,000, but you can also up it and get 10, 20, 30, 40,000, 50,000, however much, 100,000, whatever, and they can take it directly out of your account. A lot of people don't even know that.
Well, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right, right.
Yeah.
And not only do I have one credit union, I have two. So I had two $1,000 that just I put with all my paperwork that my daughter has. So if God forbid anything ever happens to me, she knows it, right?
Mhm.
But then I upped it as well on both of them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Then I got AAA. AAA, you can get life insurance through AAA.
Mhm.
If you older and you got AARP, you can get life. It's so many things that, if you don't know, you just don't know.
Right. Right. Right.
So I think I'm gonna do Life Planning Month again,
Mhm.
coming up soon, and just have people coming on talking about health insurance, talking about life insurance, talking about even things like CDs,
Mhm.
just different ways. My daughter, when she left my house, she had a 750 credit score.
Okay.
She had a 750 because I put her on my credit cards and made sure I paid them and made sure she was establishing credit,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So then it looks like she's had credit all that time.
Okay.
And you know who told me that? One of my Caucasian friends told me to do that for my daughter.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get what
Okay.
I'm saying? So these are all things that if we don't know, we just don't know. And I say all the time, our parents and grandparents were not stupid. They just didn't know what they didn't know.
Exactly.
So I was
Exactly.
never really taught the importance of good credit and all these things.
Mhm.
But one thing I did teach was I taught my daughter about it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. You know, you and I think with all parents, you can only teach what you know.
Right.
You can only teach what you know. Not saying that our grandparents didn't know. We kind of come from that era to where you stay in the kid's place.
Right.
And stuff like that, that was between the grown-ups.
Right.
We're kind of breaking that up,
Right.
as we should. Because God love them, but at the same time, there's a better way to inform, our kids and our grandkids. You know what I mean? And
Right.
we have to have them in the game at an early age, and have them invested in just just the basics of finance and health wise and the whole thing. And they gotta know that. They got to, because if they don't learn it from us, who they gonna learn it from?
And I don't know no better way to I ain't have no more questions. I think we talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Was there anything else you wanted to say or go over before we get out of here?
You know what? I appreciate you having me on. You know what? I feel like I'm in another echelon of company of the list of people that you have listed, and for me to fall into that list to me is quite humbling, actually, and I really appreciate it. And I like to thank everybody who tuned in and wanted to hear my little $2 worth of advice, and me talking about my little life and my picture taking and whatnot. I appreciate it. And you in Atlanta, I'm pretty sure we're gonna cross paths one of these days. It's really amazing that we have not, to be honest with you. But
where's the next place you gonna be?
Actually, there's a truck invasion. I think that's actually the name of the truck invasion that they're having down there in Atlanta. I think that's.
Oh, wait a minute! I saw that last year. I didn't go, but I did see it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they're having that on the 4th, like May 4th or something like that. I will do that. Just I am officially flossing. I take pictures, but I also started a new page. So the new page is called Drop 'em Low. It's gonna be. It's not a big rim page. You know what I mean? This is for like the street rod, lowered trucks, lowered street rod type deal. Because you go to a show, you see everything, right? So I was taking a lot of pictures of everything, but it's only certain things that I can put on flossing. So I figured, well, let me just start something else. So I just launched that, I don't know, probably a month ago, 2 months ago now. And, we're trying to build that up. So if you into the street rides, into the lower trucks, by all means, check me out. Drop 'em low. It's on everything except YouTube. I hadn't done YouTube on that. And I am starting the flossing, officially flossing YouTube. I'm starting that back up. I've been inactive for like almost 2 years. Shame on me. So I'm starting that back up. So anybody who's following, you like what I'm doing, please stay tuned. Big things for 2024. KP, appreciate you so much. Nice to meet you very much. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. And you still got to send me that other page so I can go ahead and post it and go ahead and follow it. So make sure you send me that other page.
I will. I'll send that to your DM. Yes, ma'am.
And I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to us.
You know what? That was the quickest hour.
It was quick. It was. It did. It didn't even seem like an hour though.
I seem like we sitting on here chatting like old friends.
Right. Exactly. That's. You know what? I'm glad you said that. That is always my goal when I have people on the show. I don't ever want it to be hard. I don't ever want you to feel like I want you to feel like you're home when you come to Rise and Vibes. And so officially you're home.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. I felt very much at home. Like again, love what you're doing. You know, I love what you're doing for the culture, introducing people to, you know, all facets of it, whether it be big round racing, big round photography, you know. Love what you're doing. Keep doing it. And I will be in the background clapping and supporting. You know what I mean? So when I see you out there, I see you out there, and hopefully we'll meet soon.
Well, I appreciate it.
All righty.
All right. Have a good night.
Do the same.
Thank you. So, guys, if y'all missed any of tonight's episode of Rise and Vibes, make sure you catch the replay on YouTube. You can do that by clicking the link in my bio and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Also, stay tuned for the Rise and Vibes post show. So tonight we had a pre-show, we had the show, and now we're having a post show, and we'll be talking to Bayou Blowout and Bayou Queen. So y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all in a minute. Have a good night.